Hi amigos, hope you're all doing well. I want to do a chit-chatty video just sharing with you some of my souvenirs that I picked up on our recent vacation, plus our experience at the Live Aqua Resort in Punta Cana, where we went on our trip to celebrate our birthdays as well as our milestone 10-year wedding anniversary. And it was a good trip, so just thought I would go ahead and talk about that experience and some of the fun things that we ended up getting while we were there. I have done a video already on one of the souvenir items that I picked up, but we'll get into that towards the end. If you're not familiar with Live Aqua, it is like a luxury, kind of a bougie resort. It's really, really nice. We had previously stayed at the Live Aqua Resort in Cancun, which is really, really nice and bougie. And of course, it's perfect for a shopping addict. And as I was doing my research in Punta Cana, it just so happened that I got a really, really good deal at the Live Aqua there, and they had a swim up room, which was nice. And so we went ahead and like splurged. Our vacations, our trips, those are always my gift to Hubs. Presidente beer is one of his favorites. Presidente beer is made there in the Dominican Republic, so thought it would be just fun and different rather than going the typical Cancun, where we normally have gone the past couple of years, as well as, you know, some of the other Caribbean islands. And especially since right now his mobility is rather limited and I don't like to have him do a lot of walking, I just wanted us to go to a resort and just chill. And pretty much if you go to the Dominican Republic, that's kind of what you're gonna be doing, especially if you're going to like Punta Cana. It's more of you really just going to the resort and just enjoying the water, because there's not a lot of natural wonder things to see and do, as if like, let's say you were going to Cancun, you have the ruins, you have like all of these other types of things to go and see and do there, or like Aruba and Bermuda, where there's just a lot of things, natural wonders that you can do while you are visiting those, you know, islands. And this was just something for us to just relax and enjoy. It's just been so crazy busy at work, as well as a lot of things that we had going on here at home. And I just wanted to totally decompress, unplug, and just really enjoy time there at the resort. We were still able to enjoy 8 nights, which was good, at least for the first time, to just unwind. It was good. I would go back. People were very humble there. It was a nice different experience from Cancun, because Cancun is very Americanized, and so I don't get to hear a lot of Latin music like I normally do. And so it was just a nice change, because there they had their Latin band, their house band, and then they played Spanish music, because that's part of the culture, right? So if you go somewhere to a different place, different country, you want to be around that culture, not what I'm going to be hearing or listening to back home. Unfortunately, the water was not really clean because of just the time. So apparently when their mangoes are ripe, when the mangoes are in season, that's when a lot of the seaweed comes in. And so it was really high seaweed, especially right now for the summer. They don't have a bad issue with the seaweed come the month of like late September to about February. So it's the same thing as if we would have gone to Cancun. You know, we do have some days where we have a lot of seaweed. The resort is known for having these little ducks. When you walk into the resort, both in Cancun or in Punta Cana, there's like a pool, and all the little duckies are floating around. So of course, they have the ducks in your room as well. So sometimes they'll be in your shower, or like for us, since we had a swim up room, we had the little ducky outside on like the little lounge bed that was there. So we have a little Punta Cana Live Aqua duck. So he is now going to keep company, our little duck that we got in Cancun. So now he's got a friend, so they're going to be joined together. Because we were there during 4th of July, we thought it would be fun for us to hand out little ducks. So we took our own little ducks, and we were just hiding these around. We would just leave them everywhere, or we were handing them out to the staff, and they were a hit. Everybody enjoyed, all the staff enjoyed the ducks, and they would come and hunt us down and ask us for more ducks. So just in case y'all do decide to go, the staff really enjoy receiving little duckies. And so this one of course has the USA flags. What's nice about the resort is when you walk in, when you arrive, the doors open up and it just wafts with their signature scent of citrus. I can't remember if it has lavender, but it's 3 different oils. And one of the things that I picked up while we were there at the gift shop are the fragrances. And I just noticed that both of these are the same scent. She was supposed to give me 2 of the different ones because the Aqua one sold out. So if you do go and you see that the Aqua scent is there at you know, in the gift shop, you want to get it as soon as you can. But this one kind of smelled close to it. The romance smelled really, really good as well. Just more nice, maybe like a slight hint of slight musk, but it smells very, very nice. Romantic, bien romántico. This one smells delicious. It smells really, really good. So I ended up getting these sprays because I already had some oils that I bought when we were in Cancun, and those you would put them in the, where it kind of like mists out, like the atomizer or whatever, so it mists it out into the room, which is what they do there at the resort. But the nice thing about the swim up room that we had, it came with the Aqua Club, so you pretty much have your concierge the whole time that you're there, so you can just ask them for anything, and you can smell the scent a little bit in the room, especially if you go out to the pool area and you come back in. But especially as you're hanging your clothes, I wanted more of the scent, you know, in the room. Therefore, I asked the concierge if he could give me more of the oils. So I took this little baggie that my amiga Deline gave me, and I have a ton of all of the little fragrances, because there's 4 different scents or aromas, and I have a ton. I've even given out already a few to some of my friends, but you can ask them to give you some of the little aromas, so this way you can spray them while you're there in the room. But I was bringing a bunch home for you know, as another little souvenir from our trip, so I had them in here. But oh my gosh, just, it smells so clean and fresh. It smells absolutely, absolutely divine. The room actually has their own little bag that you can take out to the beach, but in the gift shop, they had this really nice, fun, kind of like a beach bag. And I just like the colors of it because of like the aqua. And this is actually from a brand called Squeeze Citron. And it's actually, these are actually made in Mexico, and they have a website. I'll put the website down below, but they have a bunch of beautiful, beautiful bags. Especially if you like these kinds of like material that are easy to like wipe down or rinse off or what have you. You're gonna go to the beach, go to the pool. So I just thought I would go ahead and get one. They only had a few left, because I've seen in videos that they had where they had a ton of bags everywhere in the gift shop. But when we went, there were only a few. And of course, my giraffe. Everywhere I go, I always have to get a little giraffe, just as my souvenir from the trip. And they actually had these there in the gift shop. They also have these in the airport, so just in case you're looking for something like that, they have like a lot of just different animals, and a lot of fun colors. They were limited, of course, on the colors that they had in the gift shop. I was taking off his little price tag earlier. But what was cute about him is one side he has like light colored wood, and so the little tail, it says Punta Cana, but then on the other side he's dark. He's got the dark colored wood, so you got one dark ear, one light ear, and same thing. So the tail, it's light, and then you can see the difference in the color of the wood on the legs. So one side looks light and the other side looks like dark. Super cute. But I like the green because of course my husband was Army, and just, you know, really, really fun. Cute little giraffe. So he's my little souvenir. I ended up finding a really fun excursion to where you could rent like this, or go on a tour. Actually, you can rent them, but you could go on a tour. So I ended up doing a private tour where it was like a electric scooter that looks like a motorcycle. It was so fun. But during that little excursion, while we were out on that little trip, there was a Coco Bongo, and then there was a Hard Rocks. So we went into the Hard Rock store. The store was open because we were there like around noon, and got a couple of, we bought one shirt there, which was this one, and so it's just a gray shirt that says Hard Rock, and I can't remember if it says, yeah, and it says Punta Cana here at the bottom. And I had asked her if they had one with the flag, because he always likes to get shirts with the flags from the island that we go to, especially like for Harley Davidson, or, you know, if they don't have a Harley Davidson, then we'll go to Hard Rock. And the Hard Rock in Aruba had the flag, and so she said go to the airport. In the airport there's a Hard Rock. So when we were departing, flying out, I had to hightail it and try and find the Hard Rock little rock shop and find one there. So this is the t-shirt from the one that I got at the airport. So you have Hard Rock Punta Cana, and the back does have like the colors of the flag. So really, really fun shirt for Hard Rock. And then one of the stores there, actually in the airport, you can, everything said like Dominicana. you could get shirts made like personalized with your name and then like a number. And this one actually had the flag. So really, really fun. So at least David's got one at least with the flag. And of course he found some Presidente t-shirts when on our little excursion, because they'll take you to like a beach and they'll have a lot of vendors there. And so they had some Presidente shirts. So he ended up getting, you know, getting some for the Presidente beer because that is his favorite. And then of course on the way out at the airport, they have the duty free. And the only thing I really wanted was just to restock on my makeup. So of course here's a duty-free bag. And I wanted to restock on some of the makeup that when we went on the Princess Cruise had a lot of Chanel cosmetics. And so that duty-free at the airport had the Chanel cosmetics. So I just ended up restocking on the foundation. That's the lighter one. Gives you lighter coverage that I can just use for work. And I really liked this one. This one is, of course, in the medium. So that's the Le Beige Water. Here we go. The Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. And this is the one that I've really, really been enjoying, especially just something light, especially for the summer. Of course, it comes with a little brush. So just stocked up on that while we were there at the airport. And the airport is really, really big. It's a heck of a lot bigger than the one that we have here back home. And as I shared in another video that I've done for Little Switzerland, I've been buying jewelry from Little Switzerland for many years. They're very common in the Caribbean, and they actually have a Little Switzerland, but it's located in the Hard Rock Resort, and the Little Switzerland store is in the actual casino. So anybody that's there on the island, doesn't matter if you're not staying there at Hard Rock, you can actually go into the casino only. So we got the private transfer there. It was $25 each way. And so we spent some time in the casino. I wanted to see, you know, everything that they had. They're like the memorabilia, the outfits. And it was really nice because being in Punta Cana, it was really more a lot of things based on a lot of Latinos, right? A lot of Latin artists. You did have some things, of course, from like Aretha Franklin and just, you know, different artists like that. But it was nice seeing a lot more memorabilia, things from a lot of Latin artists that were, especially some of them that were there from the Dominican and artists that I, you know, for music that I listen to. And so the Little Switzerland is right there attached to pretty much the casino, like right where you go and you get your little playing card. They do not allow you into like their lobby. You are able to at least go to the Hard Rock casino. If you want to get out of the resort, especially if you're there for a few, you know, for some days like we were, we want to just, you know, get a little bit, you know, fresh air outside of the resort, see something different. So we did the little excursion, riding on those little electric scooter, little motorcycles, which was a lot of fun. And then we ended up, you know, doing one day where we could just go to the casino, hang out. We played a little bit and then just, you know, went to the jewelry store and got my jewelry, which was from the David Yurman line. I wanted this ring that they had there. They happened to have this one. And then of course my little turquoise bracelet. So I've already done a video talking about the experience and everything there, plus some other pieces that I've purchased from them that they sent me. But yeah, so this is my little jewelry. These are my little souvenirs. I always like to try and find something, you know, while we're vacationing. So these are my fun little jewelry pieces from our trip. My hand's finally starting to a little bit with the swelling go down. Finally finished my occupational therapy this week, so still trying to do my exercises. But I'll do a dedicated video on our experience on the resort, just to keep this one rather short, and then, you know, food and all that, and give you my 2 cents of our experience there at the resort. But overall, it was really nice. It was a good trip, very well needed. These were just some of the fun items that we picked up while we were there. I've got another little ducky to add to my collection, and I really, really, really enjoyed the resort. For it being a luxury resort, like a 4 or 5 star resort, they played the Spanish music that I wanted. I literally got my fill with the Spanish music, because I don't get that in Cancun at all. Pardon the interruption, but I actually forgot to include another souvenir that I picked up while we did our little excursion, while we were riding the little electric scooter bikes. And we stopped at a couple of places, and one of the spots that we stopped at was Chez Nicole. And there's a lot of things that you can get, tons of jewelry. There's, you know, lots of souvenirs, like alcohol, like the liquor, just things from there, like little knickknacks, curiosidades, like little things that are from over there, right? A lot of like little art pieces. Just, it's a cute little shop, really picturesque because they have a really pretty swing. And of course, Larimar, the stone is from over there, from the Dominican Republic. So I actually picked up a piece from there because they actually had some at the gift shop in the Live Aqua Resort. But when I saw this one there at the shop, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get that one. So of course they included the little information card for the Larimar. And then I ended up getting this really, really pretty, just nice little bangle with the stone. And this one would be easy for me to, you know, put on and take off. And I thought it would be really, really cute to wear this one with my, I actually should have brought it, with my turquoise and pink conch ring. So it'll even go well with the little David Yurman ring, but just nice and fun. I can still like layer it with the turquoise. See that? I can still have fun with it and layer, but it was just a nice fun piece for the Larimar stone. And they actually had the combination of Larimar and the pink conch stone, but not a lot, at least at the little Chez Nicole you know, store boutique. And they didn't have any at the Live Aqua gift shop, but just another fun little souvenir. So if you do take that little excursion, just know that you're going to be doing a couple of stops where you are going to be with a lot of vendors, or this nice little boutique that just had a lot of really, really nice stuff, a lot of nice jewelry, a lot of good souvenirs that you could get from at that little place. But this was one. So at least now I have a piece of Larimar from the Dominican Republic. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I love to talk about luxury, travel, military discounts. It's important for me as a military wife to share that information for those that are eligible. And if you haven't seen the video for the little Switzerland for the jewelry and experience and purchasing from this preeminent jeweler down there in the Caribbean, I'll link this video at the end. So I'll catch you in that video if you haven't already seen it. Until next time, hasta la próxima. Bye-bye. Adios.